Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of Fast Break Bets presented by BettingPros. You know me, know the voice, know the guys, me, really well, Villanera, Terrell Furman Jr. here at church service. All right, down one again today. Not how I wanted to start the week. I will admit the NBA, this little back and forth of 1 week I'm good in the NBA, 1 week I'm bad, 1 week I'm good, 1 week I'm bad. Very, very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. Want to consistently get good week to week in the NBA. And it's been up and down recently. So we had a good week last week. Guess what? This is the bad week. Boom. Cavs laying 3.5. Very, very disappointed there. And you know what? It was a trap line. Of course. I jumped right into the trap and I wasn't afraid because I saw the Clippers on the other side. And I felt like if anything, the Clippers were going to be able to blow that game late. But the Cavs started that game off really, really hot. I felt confident after that first quarter. And then it went all downhill when the Cavs lost every single quarter after that. And the Clippers just rallied, pulled away. Cavs take a second straight loss there. Dyson Daniels, it didn't matter because the Hawks were scoring every single thing they could. Dyson Daniels was hitting every single basket, every single look he got. He soared over 15.5. Just complete unlucky right there. So very bad this week in the NBA. But North Carolina, never in doubt. Never in doubt. Fade. New system. Whoever that team is, let's get this off the screen because this is horrible. Whoever that team is, every single March that on Selection Sunday, I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, you really should not have gotten in. I have to bet them in the first four. Have to. I have to bet them. I have to bet them. I mean, it happened last year at NC State. Here goes North Carolina winning in the first. It happens every single time. Every single time. So, new system play there. We are completely backing any team that is told on Selection Sunday, you did not deserve to get in because they always take that personally. All right. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop a NBA play for Wednesday. I don't have anything to give out for the first four plays on Wednesday. Ultimately, because I know myself and I know outside of that North Carolina play last night, I'm not typically good in the first four. I will just admit it. I'm normally not good, whether it's bias or I don't know. I'm typically not that good in the first four. And so I try to stay away from them as much as I can. But that North Carolina play was just something I had to play. So I'm going to take the W with that. And I'm going to leave it at that. Not even going to go chase for another W between Mount St. Mary's American and Xavier, Texas. Very much good. So I'll let them have that. I'll give out a couple of plays early on Thursday because what I will give out tomorrow will be the later plays on Thursday. So I have a couple of plays I like early. I'll come back and give out a couple of plays that I like later in the day on Thursday tomorrow. And then we're going to limit the NBA as much as possible during this time as I kind of work through and figure that and get more consistent coming down the stretch. I'm really disappointed in myself. Really disappointed in myself with how I performed in the NBA this week thus far. So slow burn. I plan on getting back to 500 at the very least in the NBA by the end of the week, and then I'm cruising in college basketball. I feel good about the tournament, and I feel good about some of these plays. So we're gonna do really well. All right. So with that, let's get to the NBA play and just go ahead and get that one out the way. I'm taking the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I'm taking their team total over 120.5 here. We have the New Orleans Pelicans. They're playing the Pelicans. Pelicans are catching 12.5 on the road. 228.5 is total. And so, yeah, taking Timberwolves over team total over 120.5. They've been money since the All-Star break. 8-4 to their team total. As a home favorite, they are 3-0 to their team total since the All-Star break. So very, very good. We come up here, we talked about how Minnesota's scoring 120 points per game multiple times since the All-Star break. They look really, really good in offense. Getting Julius Randle back was really, really good for them. Naz Reid has kind of stepped it back up and come on to his own and hit another level again, looking like that sixth player of the year. Dante DiVincenzo has been really, really good to come back for him. I never really have issues with Minnesota's offense until we get into the close late game situation where Chris Finch just forgets how to call plays. So I think that this is a pretty good spot here to back the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against a New Orleans Pelicans team that is been not performing defensively, 20th in opponents' points per game, defensive ratings in the toilet. They play to the same pace as the Timberwolves, so I think the Timberwolves are going to get some very good offensive sets. They just gave up 127 points over, what was that, on St. Patty's Day to the Detroit Pistons. I think this game could go something similar here, where they just give up a whole bunch of points here to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and that starts this kind of run of horrible defense by the Pelicans, because they're going up against a team that is clicking on all cylinders. They've gone over this in 3 of their last 5 games. I think this is another situation where I don't want to back them on the spread. Minnesota gives me pause on the spread. They just took that horrible loss coming off of that overtime game to the Pacers. And so I think they're going to be mad. They're going to be frustrated. They're coming out here and they're going to make a statement and really, really challenge this Pelicans team that is horrible on the road, 2-8 in their last 10 games, 9-25 against the spread overall. I think they're going to impose their will on a bad road team, a bad team overall in the Pelicans. So I like the Minnesota Timberwolves to get to 121 in this game. All right. Now, before we get to my first college basketball play, it is time for this week's Chasing Challengers, brought to you by Microsoft. So, there we go. Welcome to this week's Chasing Challenges, brought to you by Microsoft. Just like athletes who push boundaries and redefine what's possible, business decision makers today are turning challenges into opportunities. Microsoft meets you where you are with tools and guidance that help you make an impact with safe, secure AI solutions. Players and teams are facing their own challenges. In this segment, we are going to spotlight a team that is currently undergoing a challenge and what this means from a betting standpoint. And we're going to examine how, well, not how we think we're going to overcome them, but how we're going to fade them because of this. And so, whatever challenge you're facing, Microsoft empowers you with the expertise to say, bring it on. And I'm telling you right now, Purdue Boilermakers, bring it on. Bring it on, Matt Painter. I understand that you made yourself a little run last year. I understand that you feel disrespected. But look at this. For me, I think Purdue is drastically overseeded. I think that they are eating off of having a National Player of the Year candidate on their team and not necessarily what the team is doing overall. I already am very much not high on Big Ten basketball, but Purdue, they mask themselves as a good defensive team, and they're not. They are not. They may defend the perimeter pretty well, and I think that's the challenge for Purdue is, quote unquote, they defend the perimeter really well. But I think the issue, from at least what I've seen in Purdue games, is multiple times when they, quote unquote, have good defense, I think it's a lot more of the opposing team is missing shots rather than they are actually doing something to contest and force them off the 3-point line and put them in situations where they're not going to score. But when it comes to getting inside the paint, oh, it's 7-Eleven always open down there. I don't feel confident about this Purdue defense in the tournament. I told myself that I was going to fade Purdue in the tournament because if they hit a hot shooting team where it's not just 3-point shooting, but they know how to get inside the paint, score at the rim. That's what this High Point team does: score at the rim, score on the outside. That opens the scoring, and getting in the driving lanes really opens up their 3-point shooters. Offensive rebounding, when you get offensive rebound, 3-point shot is probably the best shot that you're going to get. And so I see them offensive rebounding and being able to kick out for more 3-point shooters in this game. Like, I think they are going to give Purdue everything they can handle offensively, because Purdue has lacked all year to get the stops when they need to. So with that, that brings you to my first college basketball play of the day. Early on a Thursday, remember, Thursday, I'm taking High Point. I think High Point has the offense where they can keep up with Purdue. And I mean, if Purdue just comes in there and doesn't take this game serious at all, and I mean, they're going to take it serious. It's an NCAA tournament game. But if they come in there thinking they're just going to walk over the High Point Panthers, ooh, then High Point might be live on the money line to catch them slipping. So I am taking High Point. I am laying 8, or I'm catching 8. I'm sorry. Catching 8 with High Point here. Lines at 7.5 at some shops. Still some 8s out there. You might be able to find some 8.5s out there as well. Plus 295 on the money line. Always sprinkle on your dogs. I trust the High Point Panthers to give Purdue a game and keep it in the number. Potentially get it done for us outright. Give me High Point. All right. And that is going to be it for this week's Chasing Challenges. Remember, Microsoft AI solutions empower you to take bold steps and make informed decisions, sparking new ideas to help drive your business forward. With Microsoft as your trusted partner, you can navigate your journey with confidence, finding innovative solutions and reaching new possibilities. Visit Microsoft.com/challengers to learn more. All right. Here we go. Last play for you here. College basketball. Still in the early slate. We're still in the morning time on the West Coast here. Houston laying 29.5 against SIUE. Oh, man. Huge number. How do we play Houston? We are going to take them, and we're going to lay the number in the first half. Houston, first half, minus 16.5. I think Houston has been disrespected as a 1 seed all the way up to this point thus far. The fact that you can get them at plus money to make the Final Four, and Houston's one of the teams that I think can absolutely steamroll their way to the Final Four. I mean, they have everything from the offense, from the defense. This is probably the best offensive team that Sampson has had, I think, since his tenure at Houston. I think this is his best chance to win a national championship. And I think that they're going to go on the way and find themselves with the chance to win that national championship and the national title game. You have LJ Cryer, Manuel Sharp, Milos Uzan. So I think that this is going to be very, very tough for SIUE to be able to keep up. Sampson has already preached to his team for years about getting out early, starting off with a really good footing. They're a very, very good first half team, and they put a lot of teams away in the first half. No matter how big the number is, they just don't waste any time, and they'll go into the half up 20 and not even keep it close. And then they'll coast in the second half sometimes, and they'll kind of, hey, all right, we'll play with the lead, slow the pace down, run the clock out, get game over with. So with that, I'm taking Houston laying 16.5 in the first half. That is going to be play number 3. And so that leaves me with High Point plus 8, sprinkle on that money line. Make sure you always should sprinkle on your dogs. Houston minus 16.5, minus 17.5, wherever you get that number at. I like it. I think Houston's going to be up 25 points by half. And then we have the Timberwolves team total over 120.5. That is the only play for Wednesday. I may drop some more NBA plays. Let's see how confident I feel as the day goes on. I'll make sure to put those into Discord. Excuse me. Whoa, got a little hiccup there. BettingPros.com/chat. I will put that into the Discord and whatever extra plays in the NBA I have going on. But we're really getting into the tournament. So it's going to be college basketball. That's probably going to be the focus. Hopefully we have a good day here. All right. I'm at reallyreal__. Make sure you give me a follow on X at reallyreal. Oh, I'm sorry, at BettingPros on X and TikTok, at BettingPros NFL on Instagram and YouTube.com/BettingPros, where you can like all my videos, of course, but you also have a chance to win a Dominique Wilkins signed jersey. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Go win that jersey. Subscribe over there to the Betting Pros YouTube channel and comment, and that is your chance to win the jersey. All right. That's it. Nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to like this. I may be dropping an early show tomorrow to give you all those plays for the tournament. Maybe. Might do that for the people. We're out of here.